Okay, so continuing with Star Wars today, let me explain briefly, and I may do a longer video at some point that explains this, but there was a period where Disney bought Star Wars, right? Prior to that, Star Wars existed on its own as part of Lucasfilms, but George Lucas sold Lucasfilms to Disney, and Disney then had all the rights to Star Wars. When they did that, all the books that existed prior to that purchase, Disney said these are no longer part of canon. These are no longer things that happened in the Star Wars universe. Essentially, they were clearing away the slate so that they could have room to build Star Wars how they saw fit. And they started over. And so all the books that have come out since then are called New Canon, and the books previous to that are called Legends. And the New Canon books are a part of what's actually happened in the Star Wars universe. They count, they're real. Now, some of the earliest New Canon books are somewhat hard to find. And I, at one point, owned most of them, and like a fool, I sold them, and now I deeply regret it because I love Star Wars so much. I wish that I still had all of those books. And an example of that would be, because I primarily collect hardcovers, the books that are in this book I'm about to show you. So this book I'm going to show you is actually 2 novels and an additional 3 short stories. It's called The Rise of the Empire. Now, this book has in it 2 novels that are some of the earliest books from the new canon. The first one, which is one of my all-time favorites, is A New Dawn, which is written by John Jackson Miller. And A New Dawn is actually a like unproduced episode of Rebels. And it's the story of how Kanan comes to meet Hera and how they come to work together for the rebellion, to help the rebellion. It is phenomenally written. It's so interesting. There's tons of great things woven in there that connect to the Rebels universe, if you've ever watched that cartoon, which was a remarkably good cartoon. It is just a true delight of a book to read. I really, really loved it. And you get to see some of why Kanan is the way he is, you know, because this is Kanan when he had kind of turned away from the Force to some degree. The other book, Tarkin, is the background on Admiral Tarkin, who we know from the Star Wars movies. Now, Admiral Tarkin, we get to hear how he was raised and how he came to be who he is, how he fought to get the position that he has. And we discover that his home planet is, in a lot of ways, kind of like what we picture Rome being like, or we picture Greece being like, the sense that they're raising warriors. You know, they're leaving their young out to fend for themselves and face the challenges of the world. And if they can survive that, then they're worthy of being leaders. And that's what Tarkin is about. We get to learn all about how Admiral Tarkin came to be who he is. And then we get these 3 additional short stories, which you can't find anywhere else. So even if I ever found those other 2 books on hardback again, I would still keep this for those 3 short stories that are in here additionally. So those short stories are, let's see here. See if it has the names of them. Bottleneck by John Jackson Miller, Mercy Mission by Melissa Scott, and The Levers of Power by Jason Fry. So we've got 5 different authors represented here, Tarkin being written by James Luceno, and just a really great addition to your Star Wars collection, and a great way to get a lot for relatively little. I mean, this book's only $16 full price, and so you get a lot for that price. Highly recommend that you, if you love Star Wars, go and pick it up.